African wild dogs, Lycaon pictus, also known as African painted dogs or Cape hunting dogs, are fascinating carnivores native to sub-Saharan Africa. Here are various aspects of the life of African wild dogs. 1. Social structure. African wild dogs are highly social animals that live in packs. These packs are led by an alpha pair, usually the dominant male and female, and are characterized by a cooperative and organized social structure. 2. Hunting and diet. African wild dogs are skilled hunters known for their stamina and teamwork. They primarily hunt medium-sized ungulates but can also target larger prey cooperatively. Hunting success rates can be high, with the pack working together to pursue and bring down prey. 3. Distinctive coat patterns. African wild dogs have a unique coat pattern, often described as a patchwork of colors. Each individual has its own distinct coat pattern, and these patterns are used for identification within the pack. 4. Nomadic nature. Unlike some other carnivores with established territories, African wild dogs are more nomadic. They may cover large distances in search of prey and have been known to roam over extensive home ranges. 5. Denning and pup rearing. African wild dogs use dens for giving birth and raising their pups. The entire pack is involved in caring for the pups, with adults taking turns to stay behind and guard the den while others hunt. 6. Vocalizations. African wild dogs communicate with each other using a variety of vocalizations, including high-pitched twittering and whining sounds. These vocalizations play a crucial role in coordinating group activities. 7. Unique reproductive physiology. Female African wild dogs have a unique reproductive physiology. Unlike most other canids, only the dominant female in the pack typically breeds. This helps ensure that the entire pack is invested in the success of the alpha pair's pups. 8. Threats and conservation. African wild dogs face numerous threats, including habitat loss, human-wildlife conflict, and diseases transmitted by domestic dogs. Conservation efforts are critical to protect these endangered animals, with initiatives focusing on habitat preservation and mitigating conflict with humans and domestic animals. 9. Pack dynamics. The size of African wild dog packs can vary, but they are often composed of around 6 to 20 individuals. Cooperation is key to their success in hunting, and packs may exhibit strong social bonds. 10. Vulnerability to extinction. African wild dogs are classified as endangered, with populations declining due to various factors. Their need for large territories and susceptibility to diseases like canine distemper and rabies make them particularly vulnerable. 11. Dispersal of young individuals. As young African wild dogs reach maturity, some individuals may disperse from their natal pack to join or form new packs. This behavior helps maintain genetic diversity and reduce competition within the same pack. 12. Submissive behavior. African wild dogs exhibit submissive behavior within the pack, often performing greeting ceremonies to reinforce social bonds and maintain a cooperative atmosphere. 13. Ecological impact. African wild dogs play a crucial role in maintaining ecosystem balance. Their hunting activities can influence the distribution and behavior of herbivore populations, which in turn affects vegetation and other species in the ecosystem. Understanding the complex social dynamics and ecological roles of African wild dogs is crucial for their conservation. Conservation efforts involve not only protecting these animals directly but also addressing the broader issues of habitat preservation and mitigating human-wildlife conflicts. 14. Scent marking and communication. African wild dogs use scent marking as a means of communication. They may mark territories with urine, feces, and glands located on their faces. Scent marking helps establish and maintain social bonds within the pack. 15. Regurgitation for pups. During the early stages of pup development, regurgitation plays a significant role in their nutrition. Adult members of the pack, especially the dominant pair, regurgitate partially digested food for the pups, ensuring their nutritional needs are met. 16. Low genetic diversity. African wild dogs are characterized by relatively low genetic diversity compared to other canids. This limited genetic variability poses challenges for their ability to adapt to changing environmental conditions and resist diseases. 17. Alpha pairs leadership. The alpha pair in a pack provides leadership and plays a crucial role in decision-making, including choosing den sites and leading the pack during hunts. Their actions influence the overall cohesion and success of the pack. 18. Vulnerability to larger predators. While African wild dogs are skilled hunters, they are vulnerable to larger predators like lions and hyenas. Interactions between these species often involve competition for prey, with larger predators sometimes stealing kills from African wild dogs. 19. Pack cooperation in defense. African wild dogs exhibit cooperative defense mechanisms against predators. When threatened, the pack may form a tight group, with individuals facing outward to confront the threat collectively. 20. Rapid eating to minimize scavenger competition. African wild dogs are known for their rapid eating habits, consuming prey quickly to minimize the risk of scavengers, such as hyenas and vultures, stealing their kills. 21. Post-feeding rituals. After a successful hunt, African wild dogs engage in post-feeding rituals. This includes social interactions, grooming, and playing, reinforcing social bonds within the pack. 22. Response to injured or sick pack members. African wild dogs have been observed displaying care and concern for injured or sick pack members. They may assist the afflicted individual and adjust their hunting strategies to accommodate the weakened member. 23. Unique dentition. African wild dogs have specialized dentition adapted for slicing through meat. Their premolars and carnassial teeth are well suited for tearing flesh, contributing to their efficiency as predators. 24. Research and conservation technologies. Researchers use advanced technologies, including GPS collars and camera traps, to study the movements, behaviors, and population dynamics of African wild dogs. This information is crucial for conservation planning and management. 25. Role in local cultures. In some African cultures, African wild dogs hold cultural significance and are featured in folklore. Understanding local perceptions and incorporating cultural considerations is important for successful conservation initiatives. 26. Play behavior. Like many social animals, African wild dogs engage in play behavior, particularly the pups. Play serves important roles in social bonding, honing hunting skills, and establishing a hierarchy within the pack. 27. Nomadic lifestyle and territory size. African wild dogs are known for their extensive territories, which can cover hundreds of square kilometers. The need for large territories is linked to their nomadic lifestyle and the requirement for abundant prey. 28. Conservation strategies. Conservation efforts for African wild dogs often involve habitat preservation, anti-poaching measures, community engagement to reduce human-wildlife conflict, and strategies to minimize the spread of diseases from domestic dogs. 29. Reproductive strategy. The dominant female in a wild dog pack typically gives birth to a litter of pups. Other females in the pack may also produce litters, but the survival rate of the alpha female's pups is often higher due to the pack's collective care. 30. Dispersal of young males. As young males in a pack reach maturity, they may disperse to join or form new packs. This behavior helps prevent inbreeding and contributes to the genetic diversity of African wild dog populations. 31. Energetic efficiency. African wild dogs are known for their energy-efficient hunting strategies. Their success in cooperative hunting allows them to expend less energy compared to solitary predators like lions. 32. Adaptability to different habitats. African wild dogs are adaptable to various habitats, including grasslands, savannas, and woodland areas. However, they are more often associated with open woodlands where prey is abundant. 33. Reproductive suppression in subordinate females. Similar to spotted hyenas, African wild dogs exhibit reproductive suppression in subordinate females within the pack. This ensures that resources are directed towards the dominant female's pups. 34. Endurance running. African wild dogs are well adapted for endurance running. They can cover large distances at a sustained pace during chases, exhausting their prey. 35. Impact of disease outbreaks. African wild dogs are particularly vulnerable to diseases such as canine distemper and rabies, which can be transmitted from domestic dogs. Disease outbreaks can have devastating effects on wild dog populations. 36. Conservation success stories. Some conservation programs have seen success in stabilizing and increasing African wild dog populations. These programs often involve collaboration between conservation organizations, local communities, and governments. 37. Vocal repertoire. African wild dogs have a diverse vocal repertoire, including different types of vocalizations such as whines, growls, and high-pitched twittering sounds. These vocalizations play a role in communication within the pack. 38. Impact of human expansion. Human expansion and associated activities, such as habitat fragmentation and the construction of roads, can pose significant threats to African wild dogs by restricting their movement and increasing the risk of encounters with humans and domestic animals. 39. Ecological niche. African wild dogs occupy a unique ecological niche as specialized diurnal predators. Their hunting strategy often involves daylight chases, taking advantage of their stamina and teamwork. 40. Genetic research. Genetic studies have provided valuable information about the evolutionary history and population genetics of African wild dogs. This research helps conservationists make informed decisions regarding breeding programs and population management. 41. Conservation through reintroduction. Some conservation initiatives involve the reintroduction of African wild dogs into areas where they were once present but disappeared due to human activities. Reintroduction programs aim to re-establish viable populations and restore ecological balance. 42. Pack size and hunting success. The size of a wild dog pack is linked to its hunting success. Larger packs are often more efficient hunters, but they also face increased competition within the group for food. 43. Training pups in hunting. Hunting is a learned behavior in African wild dogs, and adults actively involve the pups in hunting activities. Pups observe and participate in hunts from an early age, honing their skills for future roles within the pack. 44. Human-wildlife conflict mitigation. Human-wildlife conflict is a significant challenge for African wild dog conservation. Implementing strategies such as the use of livestock guardian animals, secure enclosures for livestock, and community education helps mitigate conflicts between wild dogs and local communities. 45. Seasonal movements. African wild dogs may exhibit seasonal movements in response to changing environmental conditions, prey availability, or water sources. Understanding these movements is crucial for effective conservation planning. 46. Impact of climate change. Climate change poses potential threats to African wild dogs by altering prey distribution, water availability, and habitat suitability. Conservation efforts must consider the long-term impacts of climate change on wild dog populations. 47. Camera traps and behavioral studies. Camera traps and behavioral studies provide valuable data on the daily activities, social interactions, and behavior of African wild dogs. This information helps researchers understand their ecology and guide conservation efforts. 48 Adaptations to avoid intraspecific aggression. African wild dogs have adaptations to avoid intraspecific aggression during feeding. Individuals may exhibit submissive behaviors, and regurgitation allows even the lowest-ranking members access to food. 49 Environmental education. Conservation programs often include environmental education initiatives aimed at local communities. Raising awareness about the importance of African wild dogs in maintaining ecosystem health fosters positive attitudes toward their conservation. 50 Global collaboration. African wild dog conservation often involves global collaboration among researchers, conservation organizations, and governmental bodies. The sharing of knowledge, resources, and expertise is crucial for addressing the challenges faced by this endangered species. 51 Dominance displays. Within a wild dog pack, dominance displays help establish and maintain the social hierarchy. These displays can include body postures, vocalizations, and subtle interactions that reinforce the roles of dominant and subordinate individuals. 52 Individual identification. African wild dogs can recognize each other based on their unique code patterns. This ability is crucial for maintaining social bonds and coordination within the pack, especially during hunts and other communal activities. 53 Impact on prey population. The predation patterns of African wild dogs play a role in controlling prey populations, preventing overgrazing in certain areas. This indirect influence on the ecosystem is part of their ecological role. 54 Matriarchal leadership in some packs. While alpha pairs typically lead wild dog packs, in some instances, the leadership structure may be matriarchal, with the dominant female assuming a prominent role in decision-making and guiding the pack. 55 Cooperative nursing. In addition to the dominant female nursing her own pups, other females in the pack may engage in cooperative nursing. This collective care contributes to the well-being of all the pups in the pack. 56 Genetic management in captivity. Captive breeding programs for African wild dogs often involve careful genetic management to maintain diversity and prevent inbreeding. These programs play a role in preserving the genetic health of the species. 57 Sound communication. African wild dogs use a variety of vocalizations for communication, including chirps, whistles, and growls. These sounds are integral for coordinating activities, signaling danger, and maintaining contact within the pack. 58 Research on prey selection. Scientific studies on African wild dogs' prey selection provide insights into their ecological impact on herbivore populations. Understanding their preferences helps in predicting potential effects on different prey species. 59 Post-release monitoring. After the release of African wild dogs into new areas as part of conservation efforts, monitoring their behavior, movements, and interactions is crucial. This post-release monitoring helps assess the success of reintroduction programs. 60 Training for conservation professionals. Conservation professionals and field researchers often undergo specialized training to study and work with African wild dogs. This training includes understanding their behavior, ecological requirements, and effective conservation strategies. 61 Transboundary conservation initiatives. Due to the wide-ranging nature of African wild dogs, transboundary conservation initiatives involving multiple countries are essential. Collaborative efforts ensure coordinated conservation actions and address challenges across borders. 62 Anti-poaching measures. Given the threat of poaching, especially for body parts and the illegal pet trade, anti-poaching measures are crucial for protecting African wild dogs. These measures include increased patrolling, community involvement, and law enforcement efforts. 63 Role of research in conservation policy. Research on African wild dogs contributes to the development of conservation policies. Scientific findings help shape strategies to protect habitats, manage human-wildlife conflicts, and ensure the long-term survival of the species. 64 Impact of seasonal changes on behavior. African wild dogs may alter their behavior in response to seasonal changes, such as shifts in rainfall and temperature. Understanding these adaptations enhances our knowledge of their ecological flexibility. 65 Global public awareness campaigns.